It appears there's more to Angie Stone's tragic passing than we initially knew, as Jaguar Wright recently dropped some bombshell claims about what may have really happened behind the scenes. Known for revealing shocking truths that many in the industry want to keep hidden, Jaguar is now suggesting that Angie's death wasn't an accident. She claims that some very powerful people in the music industry may have been involved in Angie's demise. This comes after Angie herself publicly revealed just weeks before her death that she was going to take on some major figures in the industry, accusing them of stealing from her for years. She had decided she was no longer going to stay silent about the situation. Then, tragically, she was involved in a car crash where she was the only one who lost her life. Jaguar is now calling foul play and is speaking out about what she believes truly happened. Angie Stone was born on December 18, 1961, in a home where both faith and music were central to her upbringing. Her parents introduced her to gospel music at a young age, and it became the foundation of her musical journey. Raised in Columbia, South Carolina, her father, a member of a gospel quartet, was pivotal in nurturing her talent. He would often take her to see live performances by renowned gospel groups like the Singing Angels and the Gospel Keynotes, deepening her love for music and her understanding of the craft. Angie regularly sang at First Nazareth Baptist Church, where she honed her vocal skills and grew in confidence, setting the stage for her future career. As she grew older, Angie expanded her musical influences beyond gospel, eventually becoming a prominent figure in the neo-soul movement. Her unique sound and powerful, soulful voice made a lasting impact, inspiring artists like Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Lyfe Jennings, and even Mariah Carey. But her influence extended far beyond neo-soul, especially in the realms of hip-hop and rap. Angie Stone's collaborations with groundbreaking artists helped shape the evolving sound of the genre, leaving an indelible mark on both the music and culture of her time. Angie Stone's legacy stands as one of the most powerful voices in modern music, but behind her success was a constant battle for recognition and fair treatment. By the age of just 16, Angie Stone was already making history. She teamed up with Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwyneth Blondie Chisholm to form The Sequence, the first all-female hip-hop group. Their groundbreaking work caught the attention of Sugar Hill Records, and they quickly signed a deal. The group made waves with their hit song Funk You Up, which wasn't just a chart success, it was influential in shaping the sound of hip-hop. Dr. Dre sampled it, and the song even helped inspire the hit Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. However, despite their monumental impact, The Sequence never received credit or royalties for their contribution, which led them to file a lawsuit against Mark Ronson for copyright infringement. Angie Stone's journey didn't stop there. She went on to join the hip-hop and electro-funk group Mantronix before stepping into the spotlight as the lead singer of Vertical Hold, an R&B group known for classic hits like Seems You're Much Too Busy. With this group, Angie solidified her presence in the industry, but she wasn't finished. Over the course of her career, she recorded 11 studio albums, gifting the world with timeless tracks like I Wish I Didn't Miss You, No More Rain, Brother, and I Want to Thank You. Her talent didn't go unnoticed, and she worked with some of the biggest names in music, including Prince and Lenny Kravitz. In fact, Angie even played saxophone for Lenny Kravitz and collaborated with his cousin, Jerry DeVoe, to form a group called DeVoe. However, one of her most significant contributions to music came behind the scenes. Angie played a key role in shaping D'Angelo's sound, helping to write and produce vocals for his iconic albums Brown Sugar and Voodoo. These albums became defining moments in his career, but their relationship wasn't without its challenges. While Angie's influence on his music was undeniable, D'Angelo, with his inflated ego, didn't fully acknowledge the extent of her contribution. Instead of giving her the credit she deserved, he downplayed her role, which ultimately led to the end of their relationship. Angie wasn't the only artist to face this kind of treatment. She once revealed how disappointed she was when she realized Mary J. Blige had taken songs she worked on with D'Angelo, particularly Every Day and Die. Mary J. ended up renaming the track to D to Paradise and released it without giving Angie the proper credit for her work. But the struggles didn't stop there. Angie also had to contend with Jill Scott, whose record label allegedly mimicked Angie's style, from her fashion choices to the way she carried herself. It seemed as though they were trying to recreate Angie's presence in the industry, but Angie was left watching as her identity and contributions were copied. To make matters worse, Angie's management team was no better. Whether due to negligence or incompetence, they failed to advocate for her best interests, costing her numerous opportunities. One of the biggest missed chances came when Angie was supposed to land the role that Jill Scott eventually played in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency. Instead of securing this career-defining role, Angie's team fumbled, and the opportunity slipped away, but perhaps the most shocking turn of events came just weeks before Angie's passing. She had finally reached a breaking point and was planning to take legal action against UMG, Universal Music Group, over unpaid royalties. After years of being shortchanged, she had had enough and was ready to fight for the money she had earned. Angie had spent decades pouring her heart and soul into her music, but nearly everyone in her professional circle had failed her. Her management team didn't stand up for her as they should have, and the label allegedly pocketed millions while she continued to work tirelessly, never seeing the money she was rightfully owed. It seemed as though everyone else was benefiting from her hard work, while she was left out in the cold. Angie Stone's story is one of triumph and tragedy, an artist who gave so much to the music industry, only to be betrayed by the very people she trusted to support her. Despite these challenges, her impact on modern music is undeniable, and her legacy as one of the greatest voices of her generation will never be forgotten.
They're one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music. It's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. As I begin to find out things that I never had to look into, because when you hire a team of people that to some degree supposed to have your back, you're thinking that they're getting it all together for you. You know, that's why, I respect Oprah Winfrey in that respect when she said, do your own research. Just Stone, the celebrity, that I let a lot of important things slip through the cracks only because I didn't know any better. I worked very hard to take care of my kids as a single mother, and I'm being transparent. My kids' fathers just were not doing what they're supposed to do. So I had to step up and go in and do everything that I needed to do for my family, which is why I worked so hard, which is why I traveled so much, which is why I did shows, because at the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered by the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything. What I learned how to do was go out, work hard, get paid, come home, pay my bills, take care of my family. That part. The legal side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they are in the driver's seat for, they're supposed to make sure you're taken care of. And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins.
Angie Stone's vocal stance against those who wronged her has left many fans questioning the circumstances surrounding her tragic accident, especially with the unresolved issue of unpaid royalties. Let's face it, this wouldn't be the first time an artist met an untimely end after challenging the powers that be. The music industry has a long, dark history of silencing those who dare to fight back. With Angie preparing to take legal action, some are left wondering if her death was more than just a tragic accident. There's growing speculation about the severity of the crash, particularly the fact that Angie was the only one who didn't survive. While no one wishes for more casualties, the situation feels suspicious to some. Some even suggest that Angie may have already been gone before the crash occurred, adding another layer of mystery to the case. Jaguar Wright, known for uncovering hidden truths in the industry, has weighed in, claiming there's much more to the story. She suggests that Angie was allegedly silenced because she was on the verge of exposing powerful figures in the music industry, leaving many to question whether this was an orchestrated act to prevent her from revealing the truth.
What do they want?
What do you mean? They want their payment. They want their pound of flesh. They want you to keep feeding the system. Doesn't matter how hard she worked for it. That's not her money. That's their money. That's what they do. They've been robbing me for years.
Yep.
They stole more money from me than they stole from Angie. I can't stop thinking about Nick Carter and Aaron Carter. I can't stop thinking. Brother in the Illuminati, brother not in the Illuminati. Brother in the Illuminati commits all kinds of heinous crimes against women, and he's okay, but his brother's gone. And all he wanted was his money so he could push on. Like, how many of these things have to happen in front of the public? Of course they're going to attack, I'll be sure. Of course they're going to attack me. Of course they're going to attack anybody who's interested in the truth. Of course they're going to come at us really hard for their first 72 hours to make sure we stop posting, or at least get us flagged from being able to go live, so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watched Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son's
child. This is wild. But given everything we've learned about the industry and the powerful people behind it, I guess we shouldn't be too shocked. Anyway, let me know how you feel about this in the comments, and then be sure to check out the next video.